podcast, we are featuring the Vancouver-based alternative pop artist TOIGO. Learn more about him and listen to his track, We've Got Tonight to Leave Me Broken.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel, music blogger and enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode.
Just popping in to give you a heads up. This podcast contains paid promotional content. That means we were compensated for this feature. All opinions are our own, and we only choose to represent music that we truly dig. Now on with the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel, and I am super excited today to talk about the artist TOIGO. TOIGO is the moniker of the Vancouver-based singer-songwriter Zachary TOIGO. TOIGO was an artist that I was instantly drawn to after listening to his track. I was also curious to learn a little bit more about his earlier releases and what else people were saying about him. And so after listening to his track, I did a little Google searching and I found that the internet is already loving his stuff too. And this is really no surprise. He's been making music, it seems like, since about 2014. I think there was a gap maybe between 2014 and 2018 where he wasn't making any music. And then he kind of kicked back up again, and he had a lot of tracks that were produced and released in 2020, 2019, looking at like the different articles that were put out on the internet about him. But yeah, he was, he's been getting a lot of praise and a lot of love from the blogosphere, and he's been around for a while, and I can't believe it's been like 8 years, which 2014, 8 years ago, that's just blows my mind. I can't believe how much time has passed. But anyway, you can see that TOIGO has been praised for all his work, and really listening to his music, there's definitely a reason why you hear that, because he's great. I think he really has a knack for making music, and he's been getting a ton of accolades from the blogosphere for his earlier work. He was featured on the sites Guru Observer, Your Digital Wall, Woke Chimp, EIN Presswire, Music Mecca, Your EDM, and Daily Music Raw. All of these publications had a ton of great things to say about him. And once you listen to his music, you can understand why they had such great things to say about him. One really cool thing about TOIGO is that he is basically a one-man band. So in addition to singing, he plays the guitar, the keyboard, and bass on his tracks. So you can just hear the oodles of talent that this guy has. And that's, something that is really special and cool about this artist. Another thing that stands out about TOIGO is his ability to move from genre to genre, making all of his tunes quite engrossing for the listener. It seems like everything he touches just works so perfectly, and it sounds really good. I was listening to some of his earlier tracks, a couple songs. The titles are The Song That She Likes, Milos, Perfectly Clear, My Satellite, and Star Child. All of these songs explore different genres, and it works really well. He effortlessly moves from alternative to acoustic to folk music, and then he goes to 80s, new wave, pop, synth, and electronica. It's amazing. Everything he touches works. It shows the quality of the music and his ability to take different genres and just run with them. It's so interesting to listen to because all of these songs sound so different, but yet they all work really well. I think this is a testament to his musical abilities, and he's a very skilled musician. So it's really no wonder that I was instantly charmed by his latest tune, We've Got Tonight to Leave Me Broken. Just even from the first couple notes of the song, there's something about it that really kind of takes control of your senses, and it starts with this kind of crooning melody, and it's a little distorted, electronically distorted, and it's just like these melodies that start, and then you're kind of really like, oh, and then it kind of kicks in some more synth with also like these Western style guitars, I would describe them as, and from there, I'm just hooked on the melody, I'm hooked on the music, I'm hooked on the emotion of the track. It's interesting because his music has been said to play like a roadmap of the human condition, and I can really hear that in the music. It's kind of like very emotive. It pulls at your heartstrings. It talks about these abusive relationships where you're you're stuck with someone and you feel like you can't leave because in the beginning that person makes you happy, but then you can't stay either. And, the song basically talks about how there's this whole kind of spell that a person has over another person where they're unable to get out of the relationship, but it's like they're not really good for you either. And they're going to leave them broken because of all the games they play. Aside from its powerful message, this song also has a really great musical element to it. The mix of indie and Western guitar chords pair beautifully with the electronica and harmonizing vocals. This mix of music and lyrics makes for a colorful and enticing track. TOIGO takes influences from the Beatles, Radiohead, Prince, Pink Floyd, and the Smiths. He has also been said to appeal to fans of Radiohead, Wilco, and the Beatles. This track is off his upcoming EP, I Feel This Love Turn Cold. I also just want to mention on a side note, in my Google search, I found these YouTube videos series that TOIGO had put out called Tall Tales with TOIGO. There are these fun, short little clips where he answers questions and talks about his music. It's really cute, and it's a nice glimpse into learning more about him and his music. So if it's something you're interested in looking at, I can leave a link in the show notes. I hope you enjoy the track as much as I do after you listen to it, and now I will give you a chance to check it out, and you can form your own opinion.
You steal my heart 'cause I'm in peril. You raise the dead in me. You took my smile and made it sterile. So blind I'll never leave. We've got tonight to leave me broken. Pull out the knife for you to notice the saddest part, and many are. I got caught up in the moment.
love to know what you think of TOIGO and this track. You can tell us in a comment on the podcast webpage, or you can leave an audio comment at the link in the episode summary. For more information on TOIGO, check out his official website at www.therealtoigo.com. That is TherealToigo.com. You can also follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the handle The Real TOIGO. That is TherealToigo. If you're looking for more new music, be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you will get the latest updates on our artist features. You can also find more music features on our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com. That is EATSLEEPBREATHEMUSIC.com. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode.
Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.